How's it going? What's up, Gray5881? Welcome to the stream. Close out of this. Okay, there's a couple of things we could work on in this stream. I think the first thing was I added a bow and arrow, so I think it'd be cool to add in like at least some type of bow sprite. See, a bow would go like, let's get a different color here. I'm not sure why my camera keeps like freezing up. All right, this should be pretty good. Do I want to add the arrow onto it though? Anyway, doesn't have to be perfect. Because you can always just hire somebody to redo some of this stuff. All right, so we'll have it facing this way, and then we're going to also make it face... Oops. There we go. I need the arrow too, so like let's go and make an arrow. I'll try to make it like a quiver. Good enough, right? All right, so we got some arrows. Let's just figure out the starting location of this. So we have 128.32. And then the bow. The location is that. What's up, guys? This is 80 and 112. Come on, cursor. Why are you not auto-completing? You know it's bad when you use cursor for doing your math. And I didn't export it, so we got to go back over here and we got to export this. So let's go export. And now it should actually work. Yeah, everything's 16 by 16 in this. Actually, you know, it'd be cool if the arrow would actually, like, go a max distance and then just go to the ground. Our favorite whiteboard diagrammer is back. Welcome, welcome. What app do you use for speech dictation? I use Super Whisper. What is up? Vibe Coder. I sure am. In Asprite, you can easily add a black outline by selecting an area and pressing Shift-O. Let me try that. So selecting Shift-O. Oh wait, let me try it to this thing, Shift-O. Oh, that's pretty cool. Can't tell it's a turret though. I need this is too detailed. Some of these things I used GPT-5 to generate the image and then I scaled it down. And as you can tell, like these are just like super ugly. Shift-O. Let's make sure I remember that. What's up, Daria? Welcome to the stream. I heard smaller is more difficult. Have you had some opinion on it? I mean, it's probably difficult to make it look super good. But at the same time, the smaller it is, like 16 by 16 is, I think it's like you stop worrying so much about the art. And it's just like look at this pistol. It looks terrible. Oh wait, it's hidden. Hold on, let me get it. I don't know, it just has like a different vibe to it, I think. Definitely easier for me because I don't know how to make art. So like if I need to quickly just make a bow and arrow, I can kind of get something that looks decent. Right? I mean, that looks decent in the inventory. The quiver, I don't know about the quiver. All right, yeah, so I want to add it so when I shoot the arrow, it goes a max distance and then the arrow would just fall on the ground. So we're going to go and find out where the arrow projectile, I think it's called. Let me just get through these things. Right here, max travel distance. So when it hits this, it just gets marked for removal. So I do want to mark it for removal, but I do want to also add in a new entity. Get entity manager dot add entity, new entity arrow. I think that should be good. Let's try it. Yeah, my camera's just gonna keep freezing this whole stream. I don't know why. Yeah, it's definitely not working. There's some very hacky compression going on for the networking. I gotta figure out a better solution for that. Like the fact that I have to keep updating this stuff. I'll put a to-do for there. I'm trying to find the constructor where we make the actual player, and then I think here we give it some. Oh yeah, right here. I just want to make it so we spawn with the bow and the arrow, instead of having to like keep on manually adding it. That's interesting. I can't shoot. Wait, is everything frozen? You guys can't even see anything, can you? What is going on with my stream? All right, let me check my phone real quick. It keeps like disconnecting. All right, let's see. Bow, weapon, instance of weapon fire, cannot spawn. Attacking with bow. I have an arrow projectile and an arrow. Why are there two? That's problematic. I'm guessing this one's not used, which is why it's never invoked. I don't know how this one got added. Well, I know how it got added, but... Alright, let's review this code because I don't know what's going on here. So we are making a new arrow when we fire it, right? And that's the thing. Which is the projectile. And this thing... max travel distance. It should be hitting this. Arrow reached max distance, creating a new arrow. I think I need to be creating an arrow. Ammo. That's probably what's going on here. Well, that's confusing. I don't know why I have two arrows. Okay, now it's creating like a huge stack of arrows. So I think what I need to do is give it an item state. Of 1. And then I might actually change it from a quiver back to just an arrow. I think that'd be better. Alright, we're off to a bad start. Taking a while to add a single feature, but at least now that's working. And then I gotta figure out why we have a whole arrow projectile. Is this used anywhere? Not even used. I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna go back. Where's the quiver? I'm just gonna make this a single arrow. I think it'll be better. And I might change it to more like a wood color. You know what? I think that's good enough. I'll do that. And then I'm gonna go down here. I'm actually gonna change this to look like that. Going too far too. I need to change the max travel distance. And this one, instead of it being hard-coded, I feel like we could probably even make this a weapon config. Yeah, these need to be data driven at some point. Okay, now it's like I can't even see the arrows on the floor. I think that's a problem. Sorry, guys. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. Maybe it was better to make it this lighter color. Okay, I'm happy with that. Alright, let's go back to chat. 22 minutes and we only added one weapon. Can you choose server option feature? I'm not sure what that question means. The ambient light looks dope. Hey, thank you. So cool to see this in action. Hi, are you a software dev or software engineer or both? What's the difference? I put software engineer on my resume, so. Wide, you vibe code. If you don't vibe code in 2025, you need help. Add a little feather behind the arrow. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. What lib am I using for my game? I'm just using HTML5. Nothing special. I don't know what to do for this. I mean, just a feather at the tail. I think I'm wasting too much time on the details, honestly. Let's just see this in game and see if it's good. Anyway, let's look at the to-do. There's some stuff I wanted to do. When the car is destroyed, change it to a broken car sprite. I don't want to do that one. The knife doesn't hurt crates. I think I fixed that. Let me just go through these real quick. So you have a knife here. Let's get a crate. Okay. About gasoline. Okay, so those two are fixed. Add a new melee weapon called the baseball bat. I think I have that one actually. Let's go here. It looks more like a club. But it attacks slower, but it does more damage and it has, I think, more knockback. So good enough. And then we also want to make sure that we don't commit... What did I change? I changed something with the player. Yeah, let's go here. We don't want them to spawn with a bow and arrow. Not spawn zombie at location. Okay. Drop crates, HUD over inventory. They should be rendered. I think this is good. Yeah, that one's fixed. Either repair interactive text until the car repair cooldown is ready. I think that one's also fixed. I did want to add more gore. I think there's like a decal I could use. For the ground, let's see. Yeah, like this. Alright, what is this one? This is a 0256. Category effect. Fire. All right, yeah. So we might add is let's go ahead and implement the rest of this. Can you please add in creating a blood decal so that when a zombie or a player is hurt, drop a decal at the current location of the player or zombie on the ground. Let these decals have a expiration time of 10 seconds and then they go away. Slowly fade out their opacity over those 10 seconds. Cody, do you offer one-on-one consulting sessions? Not really, but I mean, like, what do you want consulting with? Are you just trying to self-learn, or is it like a business you want me to come in and consult for? Because if the price is high enough, maybe I could. Hey Cody, did you create the sprites or are they from the internet? I found a sprite sheet for the majority of the sprites you're seeing, but then there's a couple things I've been kind of making by hand, which are the ones that look bad, like the baseball bat, the bow and arrow. There's some other sprites that a friend worked on. Daria in the stream also worked on the character sprite. Let's see what else. We have items, so like these weapons. Someone from the Discord worked on the grenade launcher. I don't remember what this one is. What is that one? I don't know. Maybe this was supposed to be the AK-47. But I worked on this one. Some of these have been generated from AI and I scaled them down. That's why they don't really fit into the game very well. Like this is the auto turret, the bear trap. Is there anything else I coded? The torch I made by hand, which is why it looks kind of interesting. In fact, I think we could probably clean this up too to make it look less oh. can't tell if I should do the black outline on stuff or not. I don't know. Yeah. Are you coding with React or without a framework? I mean, some of the things in this are React, so like the housing for the entire project is React. And then some of these panels, I decided to just use React to make it easier to interact with. Like the inventory, the crafting system over here, these are just React DOM element panels, right? Minimap is in-game. This is a canvas element. This is a canvas element. I do believe this is a canvas element. These things, the debugging tools, these are just React things on top, and they actually like send commands to the game client, which will then send commands to the server to spawn different items. And these only work locally. This instructions panel is also React. It's like a combination. At one point I wanted to make it all in HTML5 canvas, but then like it was becoming kind of a pain. But maybe I'll still do that at some point. The Frankenstein project, in a sense. Anyway, the blood decal, let's kind of read through this. Add decal added, the server sent events, server add method to create blood decals, okay. Map manager, add a blood decal, word position. Decal added event. I don't need a decal. I don't need to send an additional event when the decal is added. It should automatically serialize from the server to the client. You know, at one point I was actually going to get rid of the decal. Like, I don't think this needs to be a decal. This doesn't actually need to be a decal. I want you to make it a normal entity. Forget the whole concept of a decal. Like, it doesn't need to add to like a decal array or anything. I'm going to make a to-do and just get rid of decals. I think it's just adding complexity to this game. That's probably good enough. Have I tried Svelte? I have. I think Svelte's good. I think I'm past the point where I care about frameworks. Like, I don't really care. As long as the community and the ecosystem around it's large, and AI can generate the code for it pretty well. Like, I just don't care if it's Svelte, Vue, React, Angular. Like, it just doesn't matter. All right, what's this doing? So we have a blood client. Okay, this is pretty standard. The opacity gets reduced as time goes on. If it's past 0, just don't render anything. Fast enough and silently. Okay. Register. One thing I do want to fix in this game is like every time I add a new entity, I have to go and remember to manually register on the front end and the back end. And I think having some type of Vite watcher that automatically updates this file would be kind of nice. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. The LM updates it for me when I add a new thing, but positionable and expirable. Oh, do we add a new, is that a new extension or did I have that for a while? Added 11 months ago. Okay. That's cool. Player. So when the player is hurt, we create a blood decal. Now I do think it, let's see, game shared these blood, add special entities that aren't in registries. Why was this added? I guess that's fine. Yeah, I actually want it to be part of one of these registries so I don't have to like weapon config, zombie config, item config, environment config, decal configs. It's already here. All right, I'm gonna say I've already defined the blood inside the decal config. Can you use this instead of defining the entity's blood equals blood? Make sure you refactor any code to look up the decal registry instead of like hard coding the blood string somewhere. Ground. I'm gonna change this to ground. Probably add another one called decal, and that could like shift that. Because they're kind of like above the ground, they're on the ground, but they're below items, and they should be below other things. All right, let's try this out. Unknown entity, blood entity factory. I'm guessing I had just needed a hard refresh. There we go. All right, and there you go, and it fades away. Yo, what's going on with the mini-map? Cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So let's just go ahead and commit this. And then I think it's good. I gotta figure this stuff out. Compression, string value map. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just push up a change for this one. Hey, babe. Everyone say hi to my wife. She's the one right here. But who the heck knows? Is this gonna be like a Vampire Survivor type of game? No, probably not. This would have been a legit indie game 10 years ago. Or I guess it looks like DayZ is so cool. Yeah, we could try playing around. It's gonna deploy out soon whenever this thing's done emitting those changes. Add back the ability to attack with the space bar. Maybe I can just add this in real quick. We used to be able to trigger an attack using the space bar. Could you please add that back in inside the client input manager? Okay, that's fixed. Cool. Have a weapon menu separate from the inventory. I'm still debating about doing this one. Changing items with scroll bar would be useful. I want to put those at the bottom of the list. I don't know if they're very important. Play a siren noise and battle music for the wave. I did that. Play low tempo ambient music. I did that. A user can search gallon drums for items. Yeah, someone also suggested that we could add more of like an exploration thing of like things you can explore around the map and search. So we could try to add that, at least add the concept of something that's lootable or searchable. Can you please add in... how do I want to do this? Because I have the crates that like spawn. We'll stick the gallon drums for right now. When the map is created, can you please also randomly spawn a bunch of gallon drums around the map? These are lootable. When you loot them, they have a chance to give you 2 random items. put them in every biome randomly except for the campsite. Look at how looting works with the zombies as an example of how to interact with it in loot. Also add this to the item config. It's an item you can interact with, but you cannot pick it up. It just stays stationary wherever it was spawned. Let's just try kicking this off. And while it's doing that, the reason I said a gallon drum is because I do have, I think there's a sprite for this. Yeah, there's like this one. Unless there's something better I could do for this kind of mechanic. I could also have the cars be lootable, but they're just so large that they kind of like mess up the pathfinding. I've already seen zombies get stuck on stuff, so I gotta fix that too. But we'll go with this. We'll make an item. Look at that. It's already the perfect size. And then this is 96,144. Okay, so while that's doing its thing, let's go here, save this, export. Go. Will you ever try Unity? I was actually building a 3D game with Unity a couple months ago, but I decided to not work on that anymore. Maybe Godot, though. Yeah, using some type of actual framework like Phaser or Godot might be interesting to look into. I see you're using Claude Code to do what exactly? Make descriptive commits. No, I use it to basically summarize all the changes I have in my Git stash, or sorry, my like my Git changes. And then it goes and updates my package JSON to increment the version number depending on if I did a release of a version of a minor, major, or a patch. And then it goes to my actual landing page. Like if I go and log out here, you'll see there's a change log. This is all automated, right? So I just let Claude Code summarize everything I just did. It updates the JSON file with the latest version of those changes. It also increments the version. It then commits it, and then it runs a git tag and pushes it to the repo so that I actually have a tagged release. Over here I have 21 tags. So again, this is like all automated from Claude Code. Yeah, I think it also like increments the package JSON version. I just found it really annoying having to update all those things, and AI seems like it does a pretty good job just doing that for us. So let's see if it actually spawned those items. I don't really see any gallon drums, so I don't know if it's actually spawning them. Let me go back over here. It should have updated the map manager to spawn the gallon drums. Oh wait, no, this is the... Okay, the entity, it's positionable, collidable, has an inventory with 2 random items on it. It's static. I don't remember what the static was for. I don't want it to be collidable, honestly, so I'm going to get rid of that. On looted, scatters the items, and then it removes it. I think it's fine to get removed from the game. I don't want it to just stick around. But I don't see it. Here's map manager, spawn gallon drums. 2% chance. I don't think you need a whole nother method for spawning the gallon drums. This should spawn just like all the other items in the game. In the item config, there should be a spawn chance, and that's automatically going to spawn it. Is it spawning it? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bump up the chance to like 52. And that should definitely make a spawn, right? Okay, I guess I got to figure out why this isn't spawning. Spawn enabled true. Chance is super high. There's probably some hard-coded list of stuff I have to like update. This can go away. Build spawn table. Item registry, get all. Adding item to spawn table, gallon drum. Is it not even creating any? So the bug could be it's not rendering it. Because it's definitely creating it. Image loader, get image. Maybe I can do that. That's the issue probably. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it wasn't even like rendered. Miner's hat. Let's see if 2% is a good amount. Yeah, it's just like that's such a low percentage. I think I'll just have to like make it higher than that. Okay, we got one that spawned over there. Still super low though. What is wood set to? Because wood spawns crazily. Let's see. Yeah, that might be a bit too high. Let's see. I guess I don't know what the point is. It's like you're already exploring and there's items that spawn randomly in the game. So, I mean, maybe it makes it feel a little bit more engaging because you can actually, like, search these things. I think if I actually had it have, like, higher quality items in it, that's when it'd be kind of cool. But I'm going to reduce it to 3. I think that's probably good. What's up? What's up? Out of all the web devs on YouTube, you are the chosen one. I appreciate that. Possible a gun ranking system with a random chest that have a certain gun tier. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Kind of adds that whole, like, yeah, we could have, like, a wooden chest, a golden chest that has, like, a bunch more items. Kind of like, what's that game? Fortnite. I agree, having a semi-translated circular weapon inventory would look cool. It would enable quickly changing weapons. Yeah, let me add that to the to-do if I don't already have it. I did discuss that with someone. Kind of like Grand Theft Auto, where you hold a key down and you can pick. Like you can do a fast switch between your weapons. Because right now, the inventory is just kind of a pain. By the way, if you guys want to try beta test this, it's probably going to be laggy. I need to switch to a better server. I realized that the server I'm hosting this on has like a 2 gigahertz processor. Not the fastest. What's your VS Code theme? It's called Bearded Theme Stained Blue. Yeah, guys, like the stream. Yeah, I'm taking a, I'm taking a legit hit by doing game dev on my web dev channel. People don't really care about game dev. I do need to work on the lag still. It's still kind of laggy, but I think it might be my game server. Server is updating. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I think I just pushed those other changes. For the crate. So you guys got to rejoin. That's something else I need to figure out. Like seamless new deployments. I don't want to have to like disconnect everyone who's currently playing. Oh. I gotta get rid of friendly fire. I think the grenades, you can kill your teammates with it. I'm sorry, whoever I just killed. Yeah, the weapon system... Oh, finally, I got a miner's cap. Yo, the miner's cap is like the most important item you can find in this game. Ooh, a sentry gun. Nice. I just trapped that guy in my walls, my bad. All right. Why can't I pick up torches? They're like not stacking. Torches sometimes do not stack. Oh, the grenade launcher ammo I gotta update. Update grenade launcher ammo spray. Why is everyone's name unknown? I don't know if that's a bug or something. What? Oh, I stepped over the fireplace. Yeah, I definitely gotta figure out the lag stuff. I don't know if it's the server or the actual, like the VPS I'm hosting on, or if it's the actual, the server logic. Because, like, my ping will be good, it'd be like 50, and then it'll spike up to, like, 180. And I spent a bunch of time trying to make sure that the code was efficient. Maybe there's some garbage collection that kicks in that makes it spike up. Or maybe it's when zombies, like, cluster together, because, like, right now I'm hitting 66, 49 milliseconds, which is pretty good, but it's just very, like, jumpy. Oh, I need a different skin for the, different skin for survivors. I don't think it's spawning the right amount of zombies when the wave starts either. Because it's supposed to get progressively harder. I only saw like 10 zombies spawn. Check the zombie wave spawn and verify it's actually spawning the zombies. Unless they're like all spawning and getting stuck on each other. Oh, that's a problem. When you die and respawn all your items, the client still shows all the same items in the inventory. Clear that out. I'm going to resync or clear out. This has a co-op Flash browser Flash game vibe to it. Yeah. Flash made some great memories. How are you handling networking? I'm just doing everything by hand with WebSockets. Quick select and quick action wheel. You got me back into your channel. The game dev stuff makes it change from React. Yeah, are you still pursuing AI being the main way to code now? I use it a lot, mostly Codex. For the most part, I mean, for smaller projects. For larger projects, I still kind of dive into the code. But yeah, for sure, tab completion. At the very least, I'm tab completing everything, or I'm agentic coding everything. Maybe adding a boss zombie that are harder to kill will make it more challenging. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put a to-do for that. I think that's a good idea. Like every second or third wave, you have a boss that comes in who can like destroy all your structures really easily or something. Is this open source? Can I contribute? It is open source. If you want to contribute, join my Discord so you can actually like chat with me with what features you want to work on, but it's open source. Inventory is not clearing after death. It goes after picking up something new. Yeah, I got to fix that one. No, I'm doing delta compression on everything in a bunch. So like I can kind of show you that kind of in the code. So for example, let's go to what's an easy entity I could do? Like the torch. So every entity has the ability to be marked as dirty. And so if some of the top level serializable stuff get changed, you basically can just mark the entity as dirty. I'm not using proxies or anything. It's a manual process inside the entity itself for dirtying up the stuff. But a majority of entities are created by using extensions. So it's like a component-based type of system. And these, like for example, let me go to base zombie. Maybe that'd be a better base enemy. Let's call base enemy. So for example, if the thing moves around, like this has a positionable, and then inside of here, there's a dirty bit that track if the thing has moved. And then later on, when we're sending off the snapshot of the game sync, it's basically looping through the entities and finding the ones that are dirty, and it sends that to the clients. So there's delta compression going on. There's also some type of, I'm also like compressing the network. So if I go and look at the WebSocket event, let me refresh. If you look at the payload, I mean, the messages are kind of compressed. I'm like minifying all the keys to make it a lot less bandwidth. There's still more I can do in terms of reducing the bandwidth usage. But I think it's around like, if I were to monitor the server, in fact, let me SSH into the server. And then we can say docker ps, docker logs follow, rather than a game server. There we go. All right, bandwidth is about 30 megabytes a second for 4 players, so I don't know what that is. $78 kilobytes per second. Is that a lot? Let me mute this. For a top-down shooter, that's moderately high, but not unusual if you have many entities. Typical ranges, simple 2D games is 10 to 30 kilobytes, medium complexity. Yeah, so I mean, there's like stuff I can do. I'm also like Bat Zombie. I really gotta fix this compression stuff. What's up? What's up? Why can't I use the torch with the pistol and the knife? Yeah, that's the second time someone's commented on that. I think I'll add something. If torch is in the inventory while you have the pistol or knife selected, still illuminate the area. But using a larger weapon should not illuminate. Even without selecting the torch, render it on the player in the opposite hand of the weapon, but only for the scenario of holding the knife or pistol. That might be a little bit more challenging to implement. Dead survivors or not. Let me fix that too. Dead survivors do not rotate. Okay, so that's a good little beta test. I got a couple of things I gotta fix. Okay, now that's a huge swarm of things. There's no way we're gonna survive this one. I might also need to limit how many sounds are playing, because when there's that many zombies all hitting at the same time, it's like, it just sounds like static. And then also, they keep getting caught here. Like, they literally keep getting caught, so I don't know, I need to figure out a way to, like, have... either fix the pathfinding, because they're getting caught on something. Like, even right here, what are they getting caught on? Well, they're trying to kill the survivor who's dead. That's a bug. Zombies still target dead survivors who haven't been looted yet. Fix choke points in game. Zombies are getting stuck on a wall. So how did all those coins get spawned in the trees? Oh, because we're killing bats. I don't know what to do about that one. Yeah, so look at this. They're all they're all like clumped together down here. Wow, we made it to wave 11. That's pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna leave this. Cool. I think that's all I'm gonna do for the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. We got, you know, a couple new features out there. Got a bunch of feedback in terms of fixing bugs. Definitely weapon management needs to be fixed. Zombies getting stuck on stuff needs to be fixed. But yeah, if you guys have any feedback of things that could be fixed, also, if you were living in East Coast US, like was the latency playable or was it still pretty laggy? If you're living in Europe or anywhere else, like it's all bets are off. But if you are US East Coast, because that's where the VPS is, I'm curious how your gameplay experience was. I think I do need to find a better VPS. I was looking at OVH. Maybe I'll get a dedicated server that has like a higher gigahertz CPU. I don't know if that's the issue. It's either my game, like Socket.io is the issue, or the game just has like garbage collection that's kicking in, causing it to spike up with latency. Kind of looks like your server gets spammed with inputs, which causes the ping to jump. I will make a note of that. I mean, if anyone wants to actually like dive into the code base and try to figure out like how to truly pinpoint when the server kind of gets slow, because I even have like monitoring set up. If you run it with a feature flag, you can see like a breakdown. And for the most part, the average time it takes per server tick is like 1 millisecond. But then there's like random ones that jump to 12 milliseconds. And then if there's even a ton of zombies in the map, it'll jump a little bit more. But yeah, it's a work in progress. I got to figure it out. Ever hear of the PAX Historia? I'm helping develop it. I have not heard of that. A lot of zombies are glitching and not moving. Yeah, I think they're all stuck on each other. I see like 50 zombies stacked on the south. Cody, can I give a suggestion? Maybe it's not a priority currently, but the weapon feels too flat. Yeah, I mean, what does the word too flat mean? Like you're talking about the gameplay experience? What was I going to put here? I was going to put something important. What's up? Sourced and sold. You know, there's a good idea I had. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Investigate the sound manager. I feel like at some point too many sounds are trying to play at once and it just sounds bad. Limit. Probably put a hard cap on how many sounds can play at once. And prioritize certain sounds such as the music, getting hurt, shooting. Yeah, we might just need a hard cap, because if you have like 10 players in the campsite and the wave spawns 200 zombies, it's just, it floods so many sounds you don't even know what's going on. By the way, what's your inspiration behind this game? I just wanted to finish a game. Like, I've always wanted to build a game and just finish it. I always start stuff and I quit. So this one is like, I just want to finish it, you know? Did you make Survive the Night? I swear that game's on Steam. Yeah, I mean, I'm making this on my stream right now. Like, this is a game I'm actually working on. It's not on Steam. There might be a similar game like it on Steam. But I'm kind of like picking and choosing various features from other games. So like, crafting system, that was kind of like from bro, I cannot think right now. The crafting system was don't starve. Like, I liked how you can craft things and don't starve and collect resources. The weapon systems, Minecraft, sprinting. I don't know where that came from. I just felt like it'd be kind of useful to be able to sprint around. The zombie theme, I always like kind of like Halloween zombie type of things. Minimap. I don't know. You could say that's like RuneScape. You could say that's Counter-Strike Source. I just feel like this game could use a minimap or a full screen map as well. The car being in the center, I mean, this is something that I just kind of figured out to like try to force people to actually stay in base and build defenses, because when I was beta testing with people, they just go explore and like there was no co-op going on. It's just people kind of randomly exploring. And I didn't want this game to be like an exploring type of game. I want it to be like a stay in the base, build defenses, and try to survive the waves. Killing floor is kind of like also something I've been kind of getting some inspiration of. It's like, you know, you do like waves of attacking zombies and stuff. Realm of the Mad God. That's a game that, you know, the bullet shooter. I used to play that a lot too. So it's just not like I'm picking various pieces and kind of putting it all together. And then also I'm just kind of playing around with like what feels good. So like I'll add a bunch of features, a bunch of zombies and weapons and items, and I'll play with it. And then I'll realize that like something just doesn't feel fun. Like, or like something will feel too hard, so I'll have to add in a new zombie. I don't know if the fireplace really needs to set things on fire. Anyway. AI is really good at making custom assets using Canvas. Yeah, I mean, like it's cranking out features for me. Yeah, like the weapon gameplay feels like shotguns maybe have recoil or screen shake, etc. to make it feel like, oh yeah, that's what you mean. So more like feedback. I hate how you can't like copy stuff here. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Screen shake. So depending on the weapon, like a grenade, when a grenade blows up near you, like your whole screen will shake. Thank you for that suggestion. I think that's going to make it actually really, really cool. Win tab, I don't see my ping. Oh yeah, that's broken too. The ping on leaderboard is broken. It says 0 for everyone. It's weird because it says it might be like a time zone issue. How to heal with the bandage H. H for heal. Or maybe the care when it shoots because of the weapon recoil, it can move back a little. Yeah, that's something I could play around with too. It might make it really... I don't know. We'll play around with it. The pathfindings of zombies is broken. Yeah, they get stuck on stuff. I gotta figure out how to fix that. Bro, I forgot all about Realm of the Mad God, bringing back high school nostalgia. Bro, that game was so fun. How did you solve the issue with the FPS? I have 120 FPS on MacBook screen when it's connected to electricity and 30 when I'm on battery and 60 on the external screen. What was the issue? I mean, like, I basically just went through and optimized the front end to not do any stupid for loops. That's about it. Like, I would just, there's a couple places in the front end I was just looping over all the entities, and like the map has a couple hundred, not 100,000, maybe like 80,000 entities, and looping through all those. Actually, no, what I ended up doing is I did a tile sheet. So like I basically pre-render the entire game floor. So like all the trees and the ground and the buildings, it's literally one giant PNG. And I just render out and crop out an image. That also helped a lot with improving the performance. There's some other little things I think I did as well. Let's see. You have optimized the point of view where my client doesn't process anything outside the FOV of the player. Have you optimized the point where client don't need to process anything outside the FOV of player? Yeah, I have Did I do that? I guess the issue isn't really with the client. I haven't seen people have like low FPS unless you have a really bad laptop, then maybe. Right now I kind of like loop through the entities and find the ones that are within range, like, you know, like a 400 pixels away. and then those are the ones I'll actually like do the client-side prediction on. But the server has a spatial grid, so every entity gets broken up into different locations and cells in a grid. And so if you need to find the entities that are around a zombie, all you have to do is say, hey, give me the cell that the spatial grid that the zombie lives in, and also give me the 8 or 9 that surround it. And then that's how I can quickly prune down and just do like collision detection. At one point I tried implementing a quad tree, or someone tried to do it for us, and the performance became even worse. So I have to kind of reinvestigate the quad tree approach. Maybe it wasn't implemented correctly. I do think there's trade-offs between using a spatial grid and a quad tree. But overall, I mean, the server, I managed to get it down to be decently performant compared to what it used to be. I think, yeah, in terms of gameplay, I think fixing the zombies, not getting stuck on stuff, making the waves actually verify they spawn the right amount of zombies, adding like boss rounds or boss waves, making the guns feel like more feedback, like when you fire, maybe it can shake your screen, maybe it can push you back a little bit. Yeah. Maybe even knockback, like if you were to shoot a zombie with a grenade, like just knock them back. I think that would be pretty cool too. Having a certain level of knockback to bullets, add a knockback to bullets / explosions. Anyway, if you guys are interested in contributing, you can join my Discord. There's a specific channel for this game where you can kind of talk about ideas if you have any. If you're beta testing and you find a bug, you can let me know. But yeah, I am looking for contributors. It'd be cool to actually build this with other people. Right now it's just me and AI building everything, but like some of the assets, I could use some better sprite sheets. I could use some different skin characters for the survivor and stuff. So if you are interested in working on a project with me, join my Discord. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this little stream. I'm going to go ahead and end it. Have a good